Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the El Cajon City Council meeting. The meeting is now called to order, and I'd like to ask the city clerk to please call the roll.
Councilmember McClellan is absent. All other council members are present.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask you all to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and to remain standing for a moment of silence. And I'm also going to ask our distinguished Senator, Joel Anderson, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me with your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. The city clerk posted orders of adjournment of the meeting of the September 25th, 2018 meeting in the agenda of the October 9th, 2018 meeting in accordance with state law, council, and housing authority policy. We have several presentations today, and our first presentation is from Senator Joel Anderson. I'd like to ask Senator Anderson to come down to the podium again, and I'd like to ask the council to come down and join us below.
Do I go ahead and begin here, or I'm not sure of the correct protocol?
You're the senator. You can do whatever you want.
I'm used to the majority telling me where to stand.
I've got directions here. Actually, no, you're in charge.
Okay. Well, this is my last couple weeks in the office, and it's been a pleasure serving El Cajon as your state senator. But it's hard being a legislator, and you count on the people locally to help you with that. And all the mayors in my district have stepped up in big ways. Frequently, when I have a difficult question, it's not uncommon for me to call 11 or 12 o'clock at night because we have a vote coming up, or there's an issue in El Cajon, and I get a call at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And I just wanted to call out the council for doing such a great job with the city. This is an incredible city, a lot to be proud of, with many, many challenges, and you're standing up to all of them. So I'd like to present this California Senate resolution to Honorable Bill Wells. And I just want to tell you how much I've appreciated your assistance in allowing me to be the best senator I could be for the district. And if without your calls and accepting calls, I don't think I could have done it, because a lot of these issues are very complicated. When you get elected, you don't know all the rules, you don't know all the information, and you really count on council members and mayors stepping up to ensure that you understand how the rubber meets the road. So if I may, can I hand this to you?
Please, yes. I've given out about 1,000 of these, and I've never gotten them. This is great.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you,
and City Council does an outstanding job.
Well, that is an amazing honor. Thank you so much, Senator. And by the way, thank you we should all give Joel a round of applause. First as an first on the water board, then as an assemblyman, and then as a state senator. He has served us very well, and I'm so proud of him. Please. Okay, next we have a proclamation for Community Planning Month. I'd like to invite Paul Serco from our Planning Commission to come on. Actually, Paul, you are our Planning Commission chairman. And Monica will read the proclamation. And we have this here for you.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a proclamation for Community Planning Month, October 2018. Whereas the month of October is designated as National Community Planning Month throughout the United States of America. The American Planning Association and its professional institute, the American Institute of Certified Planners, endorse National Community Planning Month as an opportunity to highlight the contributions sound planning and plan implementation make to the quality of our communities and environment. And whereas the celebration of National Community Planning Month gives us the opportunity to publicly recognize the participation and dedication of City of El Cajon planning commissioners, staff planners, and administrative support staff who have contributed their time and expertise to the improvement of the City of El Cajon. And whereas change is constant and affects all communities, planning and plans can help manage this change in a way that provides better choices where people live, work, shop, play, learn, and conduct business, and provides an opportunity for residents, property owners, and business owners to meaningfully involved in making choices that determine the future of their community. Now, therefore, Bill Wells, Mayor for the City of El Cajon, together with the City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2018 to be Community Planning Month in the City of El Cajon. This in conjunction with the celebration of National Community Planning Month. Join us in applauding the many valuable contributions made by the City of El Cajon Planning Commission, staff, and partners. Signed this 9th day of October 2018.
Just as a member of the Planning Commission and this year's chair, the Planning Commission is just a bunch of citizens like yourselves who give a few minutes of our time twice a month, or if we have meetings, to help the city continue to maintain a city that we love. And this year I just got to be the chair. We've cycled through just about everybody on the Planning Commission has been the chair at this point. And if you're interested in planning, if you're interested in serving your community, it's a very dry but rewarding position to be in. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, please do. Please bring all of our. These are all our planning commission. Well, not all of them, but many of them.
3 out of 5.
Please introduce us.
Okay, so I'm Paul Serco. I'm the chair this year.
I'm Veronica Longoria.
I'm Tony Sotile, the co-chair.
And I know you do it for the large paycheck. You know what? I was a planning commissioner. You were a planning commissioner. What an incredibly difficult job at times that it'd be. You get iPads now?
Yeah.
We used to get these binders that killed 7 or 8 trees, and we had to study them every week to get ready for a planning commission. And it's a lot of work and almost no recognition, so it's great that we get a chance to recognize you. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'll have somebody call you about that. Thanks, Tim. Okay, we're good. We're done. And Mr. Carson, Frank, are you here? Should we go back up for that? Yeah. Come on, let's go back up there. All right, so now we have a presentation from the Recreation Department, and Mr. Frank Carson, who's our Director of Recreation, will tell us about this occasion.
Yes. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for having me today. I'm here to briefly present on the All for Rec campaign. This is the 20th year of the All for Rec campaign, and so we decided to create a new logo with that, with our golf tournament that we put on every year. You'll see it up there on your screen. And the rec, we tried to brand it as Recreation Enhances Community or Recreation Enhances Our Community. Part of it is a fundraising for youth scholarships, and we do an All for Rec golf tournament. Many people in this room actually have participated in it. Over that 20 years, we've raised over $200,000, and on average, we average well over 500 youth annually that receive a scholarship from the All for Rec campaign. So we're very grateful for this. We don't take any general fund money out to give out scholarships for our swim classes, youth camps, Tiny Talk classes. So it's not a burden at all to our taxpayers. Our number one contributor for a large part of this time has been Stoney's Kids, which is also now Stoney's Kids Legacy. To receive the Golden Sneaker Sponsor Award for it, I want to call down Bonnie Stone, who's here today. And they have a perpetual plaque, so there's going to be this little piece that they're going to add to the perpetual plaque. Bonnie, did you want to say anything?
And for the City Council and for the Mayor. Stoney's Kids really enjoys helping all the kids in the East County area. We've been doing it for years, and we continue to be able to do this. So thank you guys for the award. Appreciate it.
Thanks for all you do.
And part of our agreement with Stoney's Kids is that we not only give scholarships to youth that are City of El Cajon residents, it's all of East County, so we can expand our programs and services because of their contributions to us. So thank you again, Bonnie. Yeah. Our Silver Cap sponsor, we have California West Communities, who could not be here. Just making sure. Okay. And I want to invite down Christine Costa from Waste Management. They are a very big sponsor of our golf tournament. Thank you, Christine. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, good afternoon, council members,
Christine.
mayor, and staff. Although we took a hard second to somebody in this audience, I'm not going to say any names, Mr.
Wait,
Epperson.
Your team came in second,
Yeah.
and you golfed on the
Well,
team?
I tried. That's why we came in second, I think.
Okay. I mean, you must be pretty good if the team
No,
came in second.
not even close.
Okay.
Not even close. But we had a good time, and we're proud to be a community partner and support the recreation department and all the great things they do. So we look forward to many more years of support.
That's
And
all
we
in
think-
good fun.
Yeah.
And who won the tournament?
I'm not going to say any names, but this guy over here, I think he works for you guys.
Was Dirk the ringer?
I'm not sure, but the four of them kind of came up with a better score than ours. So I don't know how that happened, but
It was low net, Mayor. The little girls team was another team, so they did some handicapping. That's how.
and he won about 3 raffle prizes too. So I don't know what was going on that day, but he cleaned house.
Dirk's just a lucky guy all around. That's
He
good.
is awesome.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for being a sponsor and for helping us out.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is also an item that she can attach to her perpetual plaque to continually add to it with many more years of sponsoring. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks.
We do have 4 bronze bat sponsors, but they could not be here, which are Sportland Team Sports, the Sequan Band of Kumeyaay Nation, Warren Neely Foundation, and more importantly, the Crest Kiwanis Club. They've been our partner since the beginning of the golf tournament, and this is their final year. They're going to be phasing out. The group is only down to 6 members, so I want to thank them, even though none of them could be here today, unfortunately. But we'll have some other recognition for them on the side also. So thank you to them. Lastly, I do want to thank the City Council for all of what they do and what they support in terms of parks and recreation and providing access to our youth as well as adults and seniors to all of our great parks and recreation programs in the city. Thank you.
Thanks. And as always, you did a great job.
Thank you, sir.
All right, agenda changes. Staff, do you have any agenda changes?
There are no changes, Mayor.
Council, any agenda changes? Seeing none. Okay, we now are at consent items. Consent items are routine matters enacted by one motion according to the recommendation listed below. With the concurrence of the City Council, a council member or person in attendance may request discussion of a consent item at this time. Council members, do you wish to pull any consent items? Staff, do you wish to pull any consent items? Angela, do you have any speaker cards for the consent items?
We have no cards for consent.
All right. Then can I make a motion then to approve the consent items?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote of those present.
All right, we're now at public comment. At this time, any person may address a matter within the jurisdiction of the City Council, Housing Authority, successor agency to the El Cajon Redevelopment Agency that is not on the agenda. Comments related to items on today's agenda are to be taken at the time the item is heard. State law prohibits discussion or action on items that are not on the agenda. However, City Council and Housing Authority members may briefly respond to statements or questions, and an item may be placed on a future agenda. Angela, do we have any cards under public comment?
We have 9 speakers.
9.
The first one is Sunshine Horton.
Ms. Horton, welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am not going to deal with what I've been dealing before, the person, Mr. Ben Calacio. The only thing that surprised me is that he took a picture of the dog and him. What about the family? But who knows? Anyway, I'm here to tell you I have a brand new, professionally made elf outfit. And you know who started that, me being an elf? When Stoney had his bank on Main Street or something, that's when I started. And he's the one that, for him, I loved it. And I started being an elf, and I was everywhere. And now everybody wants me because the Marines, the police, and everybody. And then the other day I went to buy my ears, and I'm walking into Gypsy Treasures, and this guy says, "You're the elf." And I go, "Yeah? Why?" He says, "We've been looking for you, KUSI and this and that." And I said, "Well, I finally got my new outfit and that we need you." So he gave me his number and I gave him his. You know why I do all these things? Because to me, life is something wonderful. And too many people right now are involved in negative. There's wars, there's hate, there's all kinds of stuff like that. And I don't have time for that. I can see there's more signs here because of hate. I don't have time for none of that. Because the people, they are wrong, like somebody I know, I cannot help them. Because some people just go through one ear and it goes out the other. But I have my heart for everybody because we are born in this world to make life easier for others. And that's my deep belief. Whether it's a quarter, a good morning, or you look nice, or just any little thing, believe me, you don't know how much your spirit gets lifted. Sometimes you feel like, "Oh my God, what a day," and look at me. But then you focus on what is pretty and you go, "Oh my God." So I have become a lot of friends like that because when I do it from my heart, because to me, that is what life is about. Because when I die, people might remember me for the things I did for them, not because I was a millionaire. So I want everybody to come together and think of the good that we can do for everybody. So thank you so much, and you're going to see a new elf.
Yeah, when do we see the new elf costume?
Whenever you want. It's ready.
I'm gonna
Next meeting?
Okay.
Okay.
It's a little early, but you know what? There are no rules. You can do it next meeting, or we can wait till Christmas. So it's up to you.
Yeah. So I'll finish the boots and I'll come next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dolores Landers.
Hello, ma'am. Welcome.
Mayor Wells and council members, I think I took the wrong day to come to the meeting. Our neighborhood has been dealing with the problem since 2016, 2017, 2018. We've contacted code enforcement, zoning, the Sector 8 Police Division, and on April 1st, I mailed Diane Jacobs regarding violations of Title 17, and she responded on April 17th. And I'll read from her letter what she said. Since the property in question falls under the jurisdiction of the City of El Cajon, I have taken the liberty of forwarding your email to Mr. Bill Wells, Mayor of El Cajon, so he can review your comments and respond directly to you. I have not heard anything since then.
Can you tell me what the problem is? Because I don't remember the letter. I'm sorry.
Okay. We have a house on Helix View Drive. I can make it very simple, and I want to give you these documents.
Sure.
The violations are that he has cars all over the lot. He is fixing cars in the middle of the night. And if you have a son who's a Gulf War veteran with 70% PTSD, and he's taking lug nuts off at 12:30 at night.
Sure, I get that, yeah.
And you call the police department, and the police department on Section 8 says, well, maybe they have a business license to work on the cars. Second of all, I called Julie in the code enforcement, and she says, yes, we've given him citations, and he can get up to 5 citations. We're giving him time to clean his property of cars. The cars are still there. They come during the night. Because his property is so filled with cars, he is now parking on a no parking zone. Helix View Drive, before you even enter it, said roads narrow, which means the first part before Midway, you can park, but you can't park past Midway and Helix View Drive. Years ago, about 15 years ago when his kids were small, we had a 5-alarm fire because his kids were playing with fireworks. They didn't throw it on his property. And I do have pictures of the fire that I took. My house is almost directly above the hill from his house. Now, I guess the question is, since this has been going on, he's parking in no park zones. I have a car. I even have the license plate. What is going to happen? What are you going to do about it?
It looks like you brought some documents with you, right?
Pardon me?
Looks like you brought some documents with you.
Yes, I did.
What I'd like you to do is give the documents to Angela, and she's going to give them to that gentleman, Vince, there. Vince, will you raise your hand?
Okay.
And Vince is going to contact you, and we're going to figure out a solution to this one way or the other. And let's take a stab at trying to find a solution. And did you leave your information as to how to get hold of you?
Yes, everything's there.
I'll give you a call, and if we need to meet and talk, we can do that. And the city will do everything we can to help you within the law. And let's see how we can do, and then go from there.
Okay, one other thing. I advise all you councilmen, after this meeting, take a ride up at Helix View Drive. You can't miss it. And if there's a fire between Midway and Helix View Drive, all the people who live in the cul-de-sac cannot get off the hill. Thank you.
And please convey to your son our thanks for all that he's done for us.
Okay, thank you.
Carol Sheehan.
Hi, Ms. Sheehan. Welcome.
My name is Carol Sheehan. I've lived in El Cajon for 29 years. I never had in the past been really involved in local politics, which is not something to brag about, but I'm finding it's getting more and more important. I never went to a city council meeting until I came to some of these in El Cajon, and it really is kind of disturbing. And I'm speaking in support of Ben Calacio. I can't believe the bias, the negative bias towards him by all of you over time. I believe Ben has been slandered, he's been lied about, he's been given no support from other councilmen. I think Ben's got good ideas, and I think he's a man of action and will do something about them. and I don't have anything planned to say. He's the only councilman I've ever called that responded almost immediately. You know, you call, Ben, there's some graffiti on this wall. The next day, the graffiti was gone. He's the only council that I know of that has had town hall meetings, addressed the citizens and answered their questions, and gave their ideas about what needed to be done. He's visited our neighborhood and helped us get a neighborhood watch program going, and introduced himself and talked to all the neighbors. And I just find it unfortunate what's going on in terms of the election, the slander, and all of that. It's really kind of disturbing. And that's it.
All right. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Jim Sirigliano.
Hello, sir. Welcome.
Mr. Mayor, Councilman, staff, just real quickly about the rent mediation process. We will be having mediation on November the 9th, 9 a.m., right here in the city offices. And thanks to Tony Shute and to the city manager's office that they're making this available to us. And I'll give you the update when finally, hopefully at the next city council meeting. And the results of that are going to go out to all the other parks in El Cajon. Okay, we're making a lot of contact with all the senior parks and all the other parks within the city limits of El Cajon. So this is going to go out, this information for them, and hopefully it'll encourage them to do what we've done so far. Okay, and then moving on, watch my time here. I did obtain Form 700 and 460, and I'm going to just directly speak to Form 460, which is contributions received by those running for office. And two of them that I want to highlight immediately is my own park, Villa Novia, the ones that we're contesting about rent stabilization and doing the rent mediation about. Mr. Mayor and Councilman Kendrick, they've both contributed $3,500 to your campaigns. And I find that a little bit odd. I can't stop it from happening, but this very park I live in has done this. And there's another park in the neighborhood also that I know $1,500 each. To you, Mr. Mayor, to you, Councilman Kendrick. And I can't go too much into that. Speaking of Mr. Kalasho, I do want to remind people, and I said it at the last meeting, the very Judge Taylor who had brought all these charges against Councilman Kalasho has recused himself after all these months of bringing these charges. And I haven't heard any follow-up by media or anybody else about this here. I even have called Channel 7 to follow through on their coverage at 2 council meetings ago. And I think, like this Carol, I believe your name was, seniors vote. I think that the city council, for the most part, has become very complacent. And every time I come here, I feel like I'm just being patronized. Nothing gets done. There's a lot of good people who come up here with important issues. And that's why I will support Councilman Kalasho and Joel Scalzetti for mayor. And I thank you for your time. Did that pretty good, right on time. Thank you.
Eric Durden.
Mr. Durden, welcome.
How you guys doing today? It's my first time speaking, first council meeting.
You're doing fine.
I live in Fletcher Hills, right up the hill, so basically I'll just be speaking to Mr. Kalasho and Mr. Kendrick, because that's the district. First and foremost, it's just, I'm the younger generation, so like we're just surrounded by all this negativity that's going on, and when I drive around El Cajon, all I see is signs being graffitied and signs laying on the floor and crossing out faces, and then when I come home from work, I get slanderous material that's like that has people in devil horns and stuff, and it's just like, what are you doing that's positive? Are you want us to live in a negative state? This is ridiculous. We're supposed to bring positivity into the world, and this is kind of like, my thing is, it's kind of like with Hillary and Trump. Hillary was trying to just be negative, and nobody was talking about their merits and their ethics and what they're going to do. Everybody's just trying to slander the next person, and it didn't work for Hillary, and it's not going to work for either of you. You know, it's just not, it's not good. And, you know, it's kind of getting old. And I don't know if anybody else feels that way here, but, I mean, I'm about the issues. The issues are what matters. What are you going to do that's good for El Cajon? Not just because I'm better than this guy, that makes me the best candidate. I haven't seen anything about you, Mr. Kendrick, about what's anything positive. If you have anything that you've done that I don't know about, I'm asking you a question here. If you've done anything without just the council, just on your own merits, because I have, right here, it has stuff that I got in the mail about Mr. Calascio and stuff that he's done, but I haven't seen anything from you that's positive. All I hear about is negative attacks on the news and everything. I'm just asking you a question. What have you done that's positive or makes me want to vote for you as a positive person?
Mr. Kendrick, maybe you can speak to this gentleman outside the council chambers. This is not an area for campaigning.
Yeah, I think absolutely everybody has their right to come up and make any kind of statement you want, but to get into an election debate.
Well, it's not necessarily an election debate. It's more of along the lines of I hear negative and stuff.
I hear what you're saying, but it's probably not the right time for that.
When is the right time?
Well, you could make an appointment with Councilman Kendrick and meet with him.
That's very true, but I'm right here right now, and I mean, I'm pretty sure other people would want to know what's positive and what's something that they can do that's, instead of being slanderous and being negative. If I'm going to cast my vote for somebody, I think I would like to know, you know, what positive contributions they're going to do for El Cajon.
That's the great thing about elections. In about 30 days, you get to make your vote, and everybody else will. We'll see who wins.
But I want to know what is that you can do. What is something positive you can do? And I mean, I know I'm going over time now, but I did ask questions, so I was, you know.
Yeah, I think the answers, our city attorney gave us advice not to get into that, and I think you're just not going to get into that here. But you know, I appreciate your opportunity. You came up and made your point, and so be it. That's fine.
So I'm not getting any answers today? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't think it's appropriate.
Mr. Durden, you want to get answers based on the campaign
I just
promises.
want to know what's
let me speak, please. You want answers from Mr. Kendrick based on a campaign.
And Mr. Calascio.
If you'll let me speak, please. You want answers from these two candidates, apparently, about what they've done for the city. You should be asking them outside of this council chambers. This is not the appropriate forum for campaigning by either of these two gentlemen. So please.
It's not necessarily campaigning. I just want to know.
Okay, you keep interrupting
instead of being
me.
Negative.
I think you're through. I've made my point. You can't ask. They can't answer the questions during the council meeting.
Council, let me just explain a little bit more. What he's saying is it would be really inappropriate for us to use this time to start campaigning. And because I could talk to you for 45 minutes about the great things Gary's done for the city. I could talk to you for 46 minutes about the great things I've done for the city.
That's between you. I can see right here on this forum that you guys are with each other.
What I want to tell you is,
Mr. Calascio,
it's not.
Or are you just campaigning for your buddy now? Because I can't. You're campaigning for him right now.
What I'm trying to say is it would be inappropriate for me to use this time to try to win an election. We got to do city business right now. So we're not going to comment on those things.
But you just commented on how you can speak for one candidate, but you can't speak for another one positively.
Mayor, I would suggest you just stop.
Yeah, I think.
Quit while you're ahead. I got you. No worries. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And Andrew Raisling.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, welcome.
El Cajon resident, relatively new. I haven't been here 60 years. but about the similar lines. Been trying to pay attention to the local events going on, and it's a little disturbing. There's videos of Mr. Kendrick's son, I believe, driving around in a golf cart and dropping off slanderous material and littering slanderous material all over, I guess, the Fletcher Hills area, which is, that's not where I live, I guess, so I guess it's okay if they litter there and drop off bad material there. I guess there was some kind of pictures depicting Mr. Calascio as a devil worshiper when he's wearing a masquerade ball event, trying to generate charity funds for, I believe it's homeless and seniors, which it seems like a pretty good thing to do. I guess devil worshiping is not so bad if they're giving money to the elderly and the vets, if you are such. What else do I have here? I guess my question, and I guess we're not answering questions today, but if you knew this was happening, that's obviously bad. I don't believe that should be done. If you didn't know about it, was there anything done about it after the fact? And then back to what this gentleman was stating about the signs being defaced. It really makes this town look, well, I guess, worse. There's no other way to describe it. Every time that anyone's running for a political position, there's going to be signs up, and most of them are pretty nice, but when you start defacing them, it doesn't make this town look any better. It's hard to sell someone on coming to live here or do business here, because I own businesses. And it's kind of hard to say right now I live in El Cajon, because the people that are not helping us keep this town moving forward and getting better. So thank you for my time. I'm going to end early. Ladies, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Bonnie Price.
Hi, Bonnie. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Mayor and Council. I want to say I am very disturbed that you have sat up there and listened to people who are afraid of losing their homes, meeting after meeting, and then you take money from those who are taking their homes. I got a copy of the monetary contributions received for Gary Kendrick. It's over $11,000 from the mobile home parks in El Cajon, and I understand, Mayor Wells, you have an equal number or more. This is terrible. You are engaging in an immoral act. These people have worked their entire lives to have a home. Many of them are older women who did not get money equivalent to men. They outlive men, and they're living on less and less of their Social Security because more and more of it has to go to pay the rent. This is just, and when they cannot pay the rent, we've heard time and again, people come in here and say, I can't pay the rent anymore, I have to leave my home, and then the mobile home park owners rent their homes and they do not get any money from it. So there you are in your places of public service, further victimizing people who've already been victimized. It's elder abuse. If you don't want to own it, don't take the money. Thank you.
Jamie Freitas.
Well, sir, welcome.
I want to bring to your attention, which you probably are already aware, but we have a crisis issue with our police department. Currently, you don't have enough staff to safely and proactively protect our city. You're losing staff at a rapid rate to the City of Carlsbad, Sheriff's Department, many other departments that pay more. You guys spend a lot of money on training these officers, and basically you're preparing them to go to other agencies due to the fact that they're being overworked. You're so short on staff that the cops are being burned out, and you're losing them due to the fact that after a time they realize that they can go to work for another agency and work less and get paid more. I know it's election season. I know talk can be cheap during this time, but please make a true effort to pay these men and women the money they deserve, and to keep, that they deserve, and we the people get the police service that we deserve. That's pretty much it.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks.
We have two more speakers, Mayor. The next one is Denise Riddle.
Hello, welcome.
Hi, I'm an El Cajon native. I was born and raised in what was this beautiful city. As you know, I came to many, many city council meetings very upset that my mother was mugged in broad daylight doing her laundry on Hamashaw. And I got no sympathy, no results from that. Her muggers did not spend a day in jail. And watching my hometown and seeing the despicable condition it's in, the park, Wells Park, which is ironically named after you, is now just a poop hole. I don't want to cuss. And I'm not here because it's election season. I'm here because I used to love the city of El Cajon. I still have my mother here, which we are desperately trying to get her out. She's not safe here. She can't go to Walgreens to pick up her prescription without being attacked and harassed and followed and mugged. She was attempted to get mugged twice after she was mugged at the laundromat. You can't walk after dark in the city. I was on the Nextdoor app and just saw story after story after story of of people that are born and raised here. This is their hometown. Their kids cannot go to the parks and play. Their kids cannot go outside and go for a walk. My mother-in-law moved in with me when we lived on Ivory, and she could not go for a walk in broad daylight. She was followed and almost attacked. This is sad. It's sad that my hometown has come to this. I did come to your town hall meetings. I went to Mr. Kalasho's town hall meetings. And I really think that all politics need to go aside. And you need to care about the residents, the taxpayers, the homeowners, and the people that were born and raised and love this city more than you do the homeless, the drugs, the crime. And yes, I agree with this man. Quit driving away our police officers. They are going to better cities where they are not underpaid and overworked. And they are protecting the other cities, Encinitas, Carlsbad. They don't look like El Cajon. You don't drive down any of their back alleys and see what you see on Walter Way and at Wells Park. You can go to any park in any of those cities and let your children play. Not in El Cajon. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
We have no more cards, sir.
That's that. Okay. All right, there are no written communications, no public hearings on today's agenda. Item 8 is for a grant agreement with Crisis House. And staff, would you tell us about that, please?
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. I'll be brief since all of you are familiar with this initiative. Last year, the City Council approved $150,000 for a combination of strategies to address homelessness in the city. $70,000 was designated for a housing navigator position, and $80,000 was designated as housing assistance funds. Both of these initiatives were administered by Crisis House. The City Council has received periodic updates on this program throughout the year, the latest being this past August. During that latest update, the Council directed staff to renew these agreements with Crisis House to allow the continuation of these two strategies for an additional year. Before you are those agreements to continue both the funding for the Housing Navigator position and the Housing Assistance Funds in the amount of $150,000, and I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Great, I appreciate that. Thank you for the good report. Council, have any questions? Angela, are any speaker cards on this item?
No, sir, no cards.
All right. Any further discussion from council, or would somebody like to make a motion? Steve?
Mr. Mayor, I went down to the County Board of Supervisors meeting this morning to speak on this topic, advocating for the residents of the city of El Cajon. Specifically, I commented about the success of the collaboration between the East County Homeless Task Force, the social service agencies, the city of El Cajon, the county crisis house, and I advocated for our people that we need more resources. I told them of the successes of the Housing Navigator that the city of El Cajon employed, and the 47 people in the first 7 months that had found permanent housing, of the 13 people that had found reunification through the Salvation Army funded by the city. Great results in the collaboration. The Board of Supervisors received that heartily. They said El Cajon has become a model for a collaborative type approach. It worked out very well. Supervisor Ron Roberts was very complimentary towards the city and all of its partner agencies. He said, and I mentioned that while we've had great results in the permanent housing, we still have a challenge with those still on the streets who say no to help multiple times. And many of those people deal with substance abuse and mental health issues, and they just won't accept help. And I commented to the Board of Supervisors that we have the resources for those that want off the street, but we need more field workers from the county who has the money to help those who are still on the street. Supervisor Roberts commented that the county has funds and they are employing more PERT people, and he looked at the county staff member in charge of that program across the dais from him. So it was great to have the city of El Cajon represented to the county and for them to see us saying what we are doing, and perhaps for that staff member to realize maybe we should send some of these new PERT people. PERT is Psychological Emergency Response Team. Send some of those PERT people out to El Cajon because we're doing so well as a group with all the agencies provided. Supervisor Jacob was thankful that the issue and the results have been shared with everybody. Supervisor Gaspar was complimentary that we have parlayed her experience in Encinitas onto something bigger with the collaboration. So this morning was a very productive meeting for the people of El Cajon in trying to get more resources from the county out to El Cajon, and I'm pleased to see that this item continues for another year.
Great. Thank you, Steve. Any other comments? Steve, would you like to make a motion?
Sure, I'd like to make a motion that we accept item 8, that the City Council, acting as the El Cajon Housing Authority, approves a 1-year extension to the grant agreement with Crisis House to fund a housing navigator and for the distribution of housing assistance funds.
Second.
All right, moving second, please vote.
Motion carries by unanimous vote of those present.
All right. There are no commission reports today. Item 9 is my activities report, and it is as reported. There is no legislative update at this time, and we are now at the activities reports of council members. Mayor Pro Tem Gary Kendrick.
As reported.
Council Member Ben Colascio.
They are as I reported them, and I have a comment. I want to thank everybody for coming today to express your concern about legitimately express your concern about the city, and have your voices heard. Because although it's at an odd time, Tuesday at 3 p.m., where most people are working or picking up their kids from school, it does really say a lot to see a lot of people come in and to speak about genuine issues and genuine concern, whether they're homeless or bringing in more police or what have you. So I thank you for doing that. This is a part of our democracy that we hold dear, your freedom of speech, and to make these statements, whether they're pro or against, whether you're for somebody or not, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter the political party. I would even say that we've forgotten how to argue with each other without hating each other. And that's something I think we need to bring back. But it's sort of a twofold that we are now in this political realm, while you have reporters around us where every news article is, in my opinion, a red herring, and it's all tabloid stuff. So you really ought to be careful about what you read and who you interview with. And I can't tell you what who to interview with or what reporter is going to approach you after this. But besides the person with the camera to my right, I would avoid any reporter in here. Thank you.
Mr. Coble.
As reported with the addition of my time before the County Board of Supervisors this morning.
All right, thank you very much. There are no joint council member reports, no general information items for discussion. There are no first or second readings of ordinances today, and that brings us to closed session. We have one item on the agenda. I'd like to ask our city attorney to please recite the title and lead us into the closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. The City Council will be recessing into closed session for a conference with its legal counsel on existing litigation pursuant to paragraph 1 of subdivision D of Government Code section 54956.9. It's an existing case, Christine Greer versus City of El Cajon.
All right, I'd like to make a motion then to adjourn the closed session.
Second.
Moved and seconded, please vote.
Mr. Kendrick, I need your vote, please. Motion carries by unanimous vote of those present.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in a few minutes after the closed session. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back from closed session. I'm going to ask our city attorney to report on the actions taken in the closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. The City Council met in closed session for its conference with the legal counsel on the cases identified in the agenda, and the City Council gave direction to our legal counsel.
All right, this brings us to adjournment. The regular joint meeting.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Rosario, over here, this side. I noticed, did we skip item 15? Do we need to at least
Did we? It's quite
acknowledge?
possible. I made a mistake here. There were no joint council member reports, no general information items for discussion. Was there something I missed?
No, I guess it's just an informational item and usually doesn't have a council discussion on it unless
Sounds
the council
good.
member pulls it.
Sounds good.
Okay, this brings us to adjournment. The regular joint meeting of the El Cajon City Council and El Cajon Housing Authority held this 9th day of October 2018 is adjourned until Tuesday, October 9th, 2018 at 7 o'clock p.m. We'll see you this afternoon.